Hello all, this is your Nimi with you and today I am with another episode. And today I am again moving on to grade 9 Moments textbook and the story is Ishwaran the Storyteller. Ishwaran the Storyteller is a wonderful story. Before moving into the story, we have to know something about the author, R.K. Lakshman. R.K. Lakshman, I am sure that most of you are familiar with him. He was basically a cartoonist. So even if you type in the Google, the first thing what you know about him is as a cartoonist. He's an illustrator, he's a cartoonist, he worked for newspaper and magazines. Basically his cartoon, the common man is quite familiar during those times. And the name of the story is Ishwaran the Storyteller. So as you can see, we can divide the title into two. The first one is Ishwaran. The second part is the storyteller. So we can understand that we are going to read about this person called Ishwaran. I just gave it a try for my Ishwaran. So we are speaking about this person called Ishwaran. So what is he doing? And all we don't know. But one thing we know it very clearly that he is a storyteller. Now, who is a good storyteller? A good storyteller means not just narrating a story, but maybe narrating your experiences, maybe just literally, motivating you. Anyone can be a good storyteller. Maybe, I don't know whether I am a storyteller, you should tell me that. So, this is about Ishwaran. So, before moving into the story, we will look into the characters. The first one is a character called Ganesh. So, when the story begins itself, the very first line, we can see the name called Ganesh. So who is Ganesh? Ganesh is basically a listener, a silent listener. So who is telling these stories to Ganesh? Mahendra. So now basically as you know, Ishwaran is a storyteller. Now we look into the other characters. First is Ganesh, came to know that he is a silent listener who's listener from the beginning till the end. The second person is Mahendra. Who's Mahendra? Mahendra is basically a supervisor. From the first or the second paragraph, you might have gone through Mahendra. So Mahendra is basically a supervisor, who takes care of and who supervises the things. So his jobs, the places goes on shifting from one place to another place. So wherever he is ready to adapt to any place, adapt to any situations. That was Mahendra. Mahendra was such a wonderful person. Now, Mahendra has got a wonderful asset. Do you know who's that asset? That asset was Ishwaran. Ishwaran was basically Mahendra's cook. Not just a cook, but also storyteller. Ishwaran used to cook food for Mahendra, used to wash his clothes, used to tidy up the room. More than that, he was a wonderful storyteller. That's one thing what we have to look into. If somebody asks who is Ishwaran, Ishwaran basically Mahendra's cook. He used to wash clothes for him and also he used to tell stories, narrate or give proper, say a wonderful story to him. So that was about Ishwaran. So basically there's a sentence in the textbook. He make up the absence of television. So obviously as Mahendra has to move from one job to another, he cannot carry all these things. So basically it is said that Ishwaran is basically a substitute for television. Now as we move on further, we also come to know that as Mahendra is moving from place to place, it can be in a quarry, it can be in some other area where it is quite deserted, wherever it is, Ishwaran will ensure that he get vegetables and all the grocery things from somewhere here and there, and then he collects it and prepare delicious food. Because of his delicious food, Mahendra always has Ishwaran with him. So now this is the introduction of the story. Now if we can move on to the story a little more, we'll look into the daily routine of Ishwaran and Mahendra. What does Ishwaran do? Ishwaran get up early in the morning, cook some food, pack food for Mahendra, because Mahendra, while he is going for food, after his breakfast he also carries his tiffin and goes. So over there, you can see over there, then what does Ishwaran do? Ishwaran will also have his breakfast. Then he'll tidy up the whole room. After tidying up the whole room, he will go and take bath. And he'll have leisurely bath. What do you mean leisurely bath? Relax, because now he has no other work. So he'll just relax and take a lot of buckets of water. He'll pour it on the head and he'll enjoy and have a leisurely bath. After leisurely bath, what will he do? He will sleep for some time. Okay, after sleeping, what does he do? He gets up and read his Tamil thriller. Basically, it's from this Tamil books he gets a lot of creativity, imagination, etc. And from this creativity and imagination, our character, our protagonist, our main character, Ishwaran, narrates the story to Mahendra. Okay, this is about Ishwaran, Mahendra. Now what happened? Ishwaran always narrates the stories to Mahendra. Mahendra never used to criticize Ishwaran, or Mahendra never used to question. Very well, Mahendra used to listen. He never used to criticize. Why is the story like that? Why isn't it like that? Nothing of no criticizing. Uncriticizingly, that's a word used in the text. Without criticizing, he used to listen to Ishwaran's story. Now what happens? Then what happens? Mahendra used to tell his experiences to whom? To Ganesh. Ganesh can be his friend or maybe his colleague who's working in the firm, we don't know. So when the story begins, you can see in the story Ganesh listens. So Ganesh listens to whom? Ganesh listens to Mahendra. Mahendra listens to the best storyteller, Ishwaran the storyteller. Okay, so this is about basically the introduction of the story. So now we'll move on to the story. So Ishwaran, if he wants to narrate a particular thing, he just doesn't narrate it like that, but then he gives in a lot of features and things like that. So once, the first story he says is about Mad Elephant. So Ishwaran says, when he was studying in junior school, okay, there was basically a timber factory. So you know what's timber factory? That's basically a wood log, okay, the timber wood. Timber wood, it has got a wonderful aroma, wonderful smell. Okay, so these timber wood is used for carpentry to make bed and things like that. So he is in his place also there is a timber factory. So there these wood should be carried into lorries. To carry these things to lorries, they take the help of elephants. So there were many elephants, just like bees, there were huge elephants, okay. So once what happened, there was one elephant and all of a sudden he became turned mad or wild. At that time, even the mahouts, M-A-H-O-U-T-S, that's a word used in the textbook. Who is a mahout? Mahout is a person who basically trained the elephant. Okay? So these persons were not been able to take care of the elephant when they are wild. Even these mahouts couldn't control them. So elephant turned into a wild animal. So what happened at that time? At that time, this elephant was destroying everything. It was basically near to the village, near to the town side. It was coming outskirts, means like a little away from the town. So there the whole thing was completely destroyed by the elephant. The stalls were there, the trees were uprooted. There was a brick wall, everything was destroyed. This elephant reached the school. Now who's there in the school? Our main character Ishwaran is there in the school. So the elephant was destroying everything. The volleyball net, the football court, everything the elephant destroyed. Ishwaran was shocked. Few teachers went up to the terrace. Few students just ran hither and thither. But you know what Ishwaran did? Ishwaran took up a cane from the teacher. Normally you see the cane, right? The long stick. Or else I'll post the picture over here. If you have not seen the cane. So, Ishwaran took up the cane, went near to the elephant. Everybody was shocked. Everybody were looking into, okay, what is this Ishwaran doing? Many were there in the household tops, terrace, there in the classroom, etc. Ishwaran took up the cane and hit on the elephant's third toenail. So he knew this trick. Okay, so he hit on the toenail. Suddenly, elephant is basically the third toenail. It is said maybe connected to the nervous system. It suddenly got collapsed and then the elephant fell. So this is one incident what happened. And later on Mahendra was so curious. And you know what Ishwaran used to do? Ishwaran used to stop the story in the middle and he said, oh, 1 second, and then he used to go like that. And then when he returns back, Mahendra should ask, okay, then what happened in the story? So then very easily Ishwaran said, nothing happened. The next day, the veterinary doctors came in, they gave proper medicines and all. He was taken back to the forest. That's all. So that's the way Ishwaran used to stopping in the middle of the story and giving a wonderful introduction and anecdotes and all. That's how he used to narrate the wonderful stories. Okay, so like that, one day the work was going on in a area, in a place. At that time, where they were working currently was maybe a quarry area. So Ishwaran, in the same way, that late night, every day night, Ishwaran used to narrate stories to Mahendra. So on that day also, Ishwaran was narrating the story. So Ishwaran told Mahendra, you know what, the place where you are doing the work, even last when I went there, I saw the skull. It was basically a place where bodies were buried. And Mahendra said, oh really? He just left it like that. And then Ishwaran said, it is said that when it's a full moon day, a ghost would come with the fetus. You know what is a fetus? Fetus is the unborn baby. Listening to that, Mahendra was a little shocked, but Mahendra did take care of it. Day 1 over, day 2 over, everything was fine. He didn't even show it up, but then he had some uneasiness at night to sleep, thinking of, oh my god, where I'm working is a quarry place, where it was a place where people used to bury the dead bodies. And you know what Ishwaran also said? I even found a skull over there. And that added to Mahendra's fear. So days went, and that day Ishwaran said, it's a full moon day, maybe the woman would come with an unborn baby. Okay, so don't look out of the window. And until then, Mahendra used to look into the sky and watch the full moon. It was such a fascinating scene to Mahendra. But then on, he stopped watching it. So, that day of full moon, all of a sudden he could hear a loud cry. So he thought maybe the cat is chasing the mouse. So, the next day morning, our main character, Mahendra, forgot everything. But Ishwaran said, last day, did you see that woman with the fetus? So Mahendra was shocked. How come you know that? Ishwaran said, I could hear a loud cry from your room. Mahendra was shocked. Mahendra didn't respond anything, but that day he quickly went to the office and he checked his papers and he ensured that the very next day he is not in the same place. He planned to shift to another work area. So you might think, what kind of story it is? Yes, it's quite awkward. Maybe it's something cooked up by Ishwaran. Maybe because Ishwaran is such a wonderful speaker, a storyteller. Maybe he cooked up the situation. Maybe because he wanted to move. We don't know. The story ends there. We don't know what happened. What is the real thing? Was it really a woman with a fetus? I don't think today in 21st century there would be ghosts like that. So this is basically a mysterious story. So for you grade 9 students, you might feel, why is this kind of story there for you to learn? Because this story will help you to write wonderful stories. Because you have to write stories for 10 marks. So like this, when you write story, there should be some curiosity. So that it would make the person who is reading to read again and again. So that's all for today's story, Ishwaran the Storyteller. There may be a lot of questions which comes into your mind. So there's one question which is normally being asked. How was Ishwaran an asset to Mahendra? For that I've already made a point of it. He was a cook, he was a good storyteller, he used to wash clothes for Mahendra, he used to tidy up the room. And more than that, telling a story, narrating a story with all his creativity and imagination. And not just that, even when he was explaining the story of Mad Elephant, he was just like Mad Elephant, stamping, and just like a Mad Elephant, he was trying to imitate. The word used in the textbook is emulate. E-M-U-L-A-T-E. Emulate. Basically, imitating the elephant. Such a wonderful storyteller was Ishwaran. There is one question which can come from whether how was Ishwaran an asset to Mahendra. This is one important question which you have to know. Okay, and maybe a character sketch of Ishwaran can also be asked whether he is a good storyteller or not. Okay, so this is all about the chapter Ishwaran the Storyteller. If you have any doubts, please post it in the comment box. Do like and share it with your friends. Please don't hesitate to share it with your friends. Let this learning be a new experience to your friends also. Okay, that's all from today. See you in the next video. Until then, your Nimi signing off. Bye. Stay safe. Take care.